Hello. This is to share some contemplations, some experience, rather experience than contemplations. I felt there is difference of life in our meditation center, Thabarwa, when we travel together for Dhamma tours, when we follow Sayadaw on his mission of doing good deeds, of spreading Dhamma, teaching meditation, solving the problems of meditators, and doing all sorts of good deeds, helping people depending on their mind, on their desire, on their need. By taking us to follow him, Sayadaw offers us numerous tools and opportunities to practice Dhamma. He often repeats that he is practical and not theoretical. Of course, he does tell us the theory of Dhamma, the teaching, but the main learning we get from the practice. So in this video, I'm going to share to you a few stories that have happened and accumulated through a 10-day stay at a meditation center where we were given a meditation retreat in US for a Vietnamese community. So a lot of experience was coming thanks to one particular person. Experience that he has been bringing to many of us, and some would take it as a problem, as a conflict. Some would take it as a challenge. Some would take it as pure learning. I myself, in relation to this person, experienced a little bit of all of these, but I can notice and say that mainly I can succeed really to be learning. So on our trip in America, we have a Vietnamese monk joining us. He's ordained in Mahayana tradition, and it's been already maybe third year that he joins, not third year, but maybe third trip, because we made these trips not in 3 years, but in last year and a half. So there is a monk who joins these retreats. We all travel together by a minibus for 15 passengers, 12 passengers, and then we stay at places 3 days, 5 days, sometimes a week. This time it was really long, 10 days. And we conduct, Sayadaw conducts a meditation retreat, we assist him, and we also practice. We practice as much as we can. The teaching of Sayadaw gives us the knowledge of Dhamma, as well as Sayadaw gives us the freedom of practice as much as we can, as much as our merits allow us to understand and take the knowledge into practice. So this monk is in Mahayana tradition, as I said, but Sayadaw welcomes everybody from any tradition, because he teaches us to come out of limits, to detach from a tradition, from a method, from a teacher, just knowing only, just practicing only, just most important is mindfulness with detachment. That person takes himself strongly as a monk, and monks are more important than nuns, especially nuns from Myanmar tradition, Sayale. Monks have a priority usually, and he developed a kind of attachment to that, which we can see in many different situations. Through the whole retreat, we used to receive messages from him on a messenger group that we have together for all different projects, different countries, different Thabarwa centers, different Dhamma tours. So we have groups in common. And this person used to take photos of someone doing something, remarking their mistake. He would take a photo, post in the group, give his comment that we all are practicing mindfulness here. We all are here for doing good deeds with the right understanding, and we shouldn't, like for example, one time there was one yogi who joined the retreat, and he was sitting somewhere like this publicly, like now I'm outside the meditation center towards the road. He was sitting somewhere and chanting very loudly his chants. In our tradition, we don't chant, especially with Sayadaw. He is not doing a lot of traditional stuff. He is very focused on really Dhamma practicing and right understanding, changing the mind, changing the habit of the mind. But as I said, he allows every natural happening so that we can see our own mistakes and we can see mistakes of others and we can learn from that. So one yogi was just chanting, and this monk posted about this in the group. Another day he posted about what else there was, that he found some half-empty bottle cup standing somewhere, left overnight. So he took a photo and he said that he's doing good deeds now. He's cleaning after somebody because somebody left this cup. And so why I'm giving these examples? You might probably think that he is following the discipline and showing the mistakes for people to know and to correct the mistakes. But this is not the way that we do it here in Thabarwa. Sayadaw strongly emphasizes that we should not control the others and we should control only our own mind. When we pick out, when we really stress out what others do, we don't see our own reaction. And we can't actually make the other change. We can make ourselves change. And the others are just the objects. They become our objects. So our task is to be mindful with detachment. We need to detach from every appearing object. So when we see somebody doing something right or wrong, we just need to detach. If there is something we can help, if there is something we can really help the person out to understand, there would be the situation where the person would really be open for information, for teaching, asking. But in general, usually people don't ask, please teach me, please correct me everywhere. If they do, we respond. But we should watch our mind and we should not watch others doing what they do and making mistakes. We all make mistakes. And in the case of this Vietnamese monk, his mistake is that he's watching out everyone and posting about it. So we all try to ignore, we all try to detach, we don't respond to his messages. Besides, he always posts, if he sweeps the floor, he makes a photo of sweeping the floor. If he went to change the DEF in the car, he makes a photo of that and he tells about that. If he brings tea, I don't know, to Sayadaw, he makes a photo and I'm doing good deeds, now I did another good deed, and he posts every time about this. So our own mistake that among ourselves we look at each other, we smile, we laugh, we may discuss it. If we start discussing it, of course we get lost into even maybe if it is with a smile, even if we don't say, oh, why he does like this, he should stop, he's doing wrong, we don't do that. But anyway, there is some judgment that appears on our minds when we start laughing at him that he keeps posting about the mistakes of others and about his good deeds. He also posted about me. I became quite a victim during this time, victim of some complaints and some judgments from him and from another Vietnamese person. And as we should see it, we should understand that this is the doing of karma only, not someone, not doing something, not against me as someone, just karma doing, cause and effect. I used to do like this in my past lives. We have lived so many lives that we have done all different stupid things. We have represented the ignorance so much. So now we are learning to represent mindfulness and detachment. We are going towards wisdom. So we understand only the change, ever-changing, selfless, impermanent nature. This is what we should take as the guidance through all different situations. And we should understand that this impermanent nature, just the change from one to another, is not someone or something. is not the monk who is telling us something. This is just influenced, like this is generated by cause and effect. I'm sitting under a tree. I'm also going to experience maybe another karma, what can fall on me. I would also give you an example, of how I fell victim to some judgments. He posted about me, right? There was a situation that I came to take away the dishes from monks. We serve food to Sayadaw, and as this monk comes, as we don't have many other monks, usually Sayadaw would eat alone separately. But as we have only Sayadaw and this monk, then they eat together. So we serve them both. And after some time, when they start their breakfast later, we come to clean out the plates, because we serve them many plates and then a lot of food is still remaining, and we take it to nuns and yogis to share and to continue to eat that. So I came to clean with tray, and I saw empty bowls from soup. I think it was a noodle soup, and I started taking those. And then I looked at Sayadaw to confirm that I can take other plates, because there were also plates of fruits, plates of some desserts, some cakes. And I took a small, tiny plate with sucumvit, like those small, tiny oranges that we eat together with the skin, doesn't matter. And I started taking it, and Sayadaw showed me this sign, like, yes, take all. He was sitting on his phone, and he showed the sign, take it all. And at that time that I was taking this tiny plate, this Vietnamese monk, he put in his hand taking this fruit. So I put it back immediately, saying, oh, please, if you want to have more, I keep it for you. And he says, no, you take, you remove, I just wanted one. I say, but maybe you still continue. He says, no, I don't want. Anyway, I decided to keep the other plates with the fruits there, and I left. And I came to the nuns, and they asked me if the monks finished. I said, it seems like they finished, but when I started cleaning, the Vietnamese monks still took some fruit from the plate when I was removing it, and still nuns spoke about the idea that sometimes we feel like that it's okay, we don't want anything else, and at the moment that something is going to disappear, really the desire appears and we try to take it. So maybe this was his case. And we just discussed it in this manner, and I said that we will take the other plates later. And on that day, very soon, appeared another message that today, with a lack of mindfulness, a nun came into the room where monks were having their meal, and without paying attention that they hadn't finished their meal, she took away all the fruits so that they couldn't even taste them and eat them. We should all practice mindfulness and be aware of what we are doing and watch our action. He didn't make photo at that time, but he described the situation in the way that he sees it. Interestingly, as I was the participant of that situation, and I know it, as I just told you, a bit differently, Sayadaw, often when people complain one about the other, Sayadaw teaches us that you can be right from your side and your view, and also you can be right from your side and your view, but I'm not following the complaints of the others. Everything is impermanent and everybody receives according to their cause and effect. And Sayadaw says, I emphasize the ever-changing, selfless, impermanent nature. And so I really see in multiple situations this one, and then there was another situation once when he again complained and told quite a different story, and I saw how a different story happened. Is that because monks go on alms round, first the leader like Sayadaw, and then other monks, and then only nuns. And some donors, they are not habitual maybe to give donations on alms. Usually we start from the main, and then because this is also by priority of vasa, years of length of duration of monkhood, and also by the leading qualities. The first one usually uses the donation for maintaining the center, for paying the bills, for paying the fuel, for transportation. Others, they may choose to keep their donation or also to donate to the first leading monk. So, and this is why usually donors also start from the first, because they get more merit from the leader, because leader is more wise, more experienced, and he would use the donation in the most beneficial way. So for donor, there would be more benefit, also more merit to donate to the leading monk. And sometimes donors don't have enough of donation to give into the bowl of everyone. So this is how it goes, that the more experienced with more vasas, they stay in front, and then the others, they stay behind. And even if nuns have like 20 years ordination, but a monk is new, like 1-2 years, still monks would be ahead, because they are considered to be kind of, they have the priority. So that nuns might not receive donations sometimes, especially the last one who is who is ordained recently. Such are the common rules in monastic life and routine. So as we are standing behind the monks, we had a woman who was coming from the tail, and sometimes people come and start donating from the tail to us, to the nuns, and then they reach the monks if they reach, or just give to us, to nuns. So a woman came and she wanted to put into our bowls, me and another Myanmar Sayale, and we started telling her, no, go in front, go, you will donate to the first main monk, to the leading one. And some Vietnamese here, apparently, they are not very good at English. We go for alms round in English-speaking in Vietnamese districts where there are many Vietnamese shops, because people are familiar with Buddhism. So they may recognize that those are the monks, and they might want to donate. So that time also we were in one of the districts like this, but the woman was a Vietnamese woman, and she might have not understood English. And but by gestures we could show her. And at that time, this monk, he's like always rotates, wants to chit chat to someone, and he turned around, and we were saying, go there, and he just turned and opened his bowl and came out of the line towards her, and she's looking at us because we are showing her to go to the head of the line, but he's literally stopping her with her bowl. So she's looking at us, we say, no, go further, and he keeps pushing with his bowl. So she had to put money inside, and then we still continued to show her, and she reached to Sayadaw and gave to Sayadaw, to another monk, and then she came to this one, and he again opened the bowl. She's again looking at him without understanding what's happening, and she gave again donation to him. And then I don't remember already if she was giving donation to us or not, because we were a bit like caught up by the situation that he insisted once, and then he still opens his bowl to receive second time. And as he is the Vietnamese monk who joins Sayadaw from time to time, he keeps all money for himself, while we Sayale who are ordained with Sayadaw, we really collect donation to give back to him, because we know how much he spends for supporting all of different Thabarwa centers, for constructing new centers, for helping people in need, for hospitals, for some old people, for those even private people who come and ask sometimes. And so we give our donation to him, to our teacher. So we were caught up by the situation that he just insisted even to take the donation twice. And at that day, during the meditation session, when then the yogis who come for the retreat, they ask questions from Sayadaw, suddenly he decided, usually we give priority to them, but suddenly he decided, not suddenly, he was quite pissed off when we made the remark to him that she needed to go further and start from Sayadaw. So he said, you should understand the teaching of Sayadaw. You are trying to control minds of others. And this is how he asked Sayadaw the question. He said that today at alms round there was a situation when nuns behaved incorrectly they tried to control the mind of the donor. When donor had a desire to donate to me, they insisted that the donor goes towards Sayadaw, and they wanted to change the action of the donor. We should not change and control the action of someone. This is the teaching of Sayadaw. This is true. This is what we should practice. But this is his understanding. So, and they did like this, and this is inappropriate. Please, Sayadaw, teach them about the right understanding. And at that time, I was meditating, and I heard these words, and as I said in the very beginning, that many situations happen that sometimes we feel there is a conflict, sometimes we feel there is a judgment, sometimes we see a lesson, sometimes we see a challenge. At that time, some fire appeared in my mind. I understood he was bringing up this situation, and I listened to his explanation, and of course I saw that it is different. And how he can be lying appeared an idea on my mind. And then I just tried to control my mind, to see that those thoughts appear, just detach from them. And the understanding came again that Sayadaw teaches us, and Sayadaw tells us that from every side everybody can be right, because this is how they see it. So this is how he saw the situation, and also understand because he is standing ahead in the alms procedure, and when he heard something happening about the donor, he turned and he saw donor going, and he opened his bowl and started like showing her signs that she should donate to him. This is how he understood that she wanted to donate to him, because he had this desire. He sees a donor, he has this desire, and she's passing by, so he thinks she wants to donate to him. He couldn't see because he was standing with his back towards us. He couldn't see. She came literally donating to us, and we started sending her. So from his side, this is how he sees the situation, and this is how he is right. And this is how Sayadaw started teaching. So also at that moment I felt that he must be right. This is the way that he sees. We already know about this monk that he is not a serious practitioner, and he has a lot of wrong understanding, and he has control issues, free control about others. So I just brought back my mind into calmness, knowing that I take refuge in Dhamma. I take refuge in my action. Whatever action I do is my karma. So what I do right or wrong, I inherit the result of this action. So at that time there was little pain with this fire appearing, because with ignorance I took someone as real, I took someone as lying, as a lie, I took something as really happening. But very quickly, because of feeling the dukkha, mindfulness could come and recognize, and could detach, and could go back to the right understanding. And there Sayadaw started answering, and he said the same. He said, from your situation, but of course Sayadaw doesn't know the different side, he doesn't know our side. And I didn't have any urge to correct, to give details, while many people often do. But this is where the conflict starts, so that people start insisting on, no, this was like this, no, he started first, no, that was that. So when we take refuge in our practice, really, we wouldn't want to correct the others. We would trust that whatever is happening is just the result of the karma that I created by myself before. Now, most important is the state of the mind, and I need to see that my mind doesn't have unwholesome states. So with this practice, I didn't have this urginess to correct, to give details, to say this is wrong. I just surrendered to the situation, to experiencing as it is, and to listen to the teaching of Sayadaw. And Sayadaw said that this is how we learn. We ourselves participate in situation. We try ourselves to understand and see our mistake or see our good action, and then we also hear the teaching from Sayadaw, and we may correct our understanding. So in that case, Sayadaw was saying that everybody can be right from their side. He may see situation like this. The nun who was preventing him from having this donation and directing the donor elsewhere. She might be right too, especially that in Thabarwa, nuns, some of the nuns, they collect the donation to help him to maintain the budget and for the necessities of his deeds that he's doing. So those nuns, they might understand more about what he does, and they might understand more about the benefit of the merit for the donor. So they might recommend to the donor to go to Sayadaw, and he just explained the way that I already explained to you. So, and in this way, he not only taught the nuns as he taught him to correct his understanding, as he also made it clear without blaming him, without judging him directly. He pointed out some moments where actually we all felt he should not have asked this question. He should not have, but this is the way that he knows, and this is the way that he wanted to influence again and to show his own importance. But moreover, then Sayadaw also, we all then understood that this monk is really at the urge of doing wrong, because not only those messages in Facebook when he constantly complains about others, sometimes he actually catches photos that somebody is doing this, somebody is cleaning the dishes. I came in the room and this one was cleaning but he doesn't see what they did previously, what they did the other day. So once he catches, oh yes, finally I found that somebody also does good deed, not only me. So we all practice as much as we can. Sayadaw will never expel anyone, will never fire, you're fired. Oh yes, I was fired once by this Vietnamese monk that we are donated lunches here, but we are not donated, many situations. As I said, this monk, he brought a lot of experience to many people. And first time I was really targeted quite frequently to experience all these situations, which I also take as really the practice of Dhamma. The more I practice, the more my karma comes up to the surface, the more challenging situations happen to me, to test my ego, to test this self that would appear and grasp, I am right, you are wrong. And with the practice, exactly this doesn't happen. Situations, challenges happen, but self does not manifest itself. It does, it may not in all situations. In some situations it even doesn't. In some situations self may appear, I would notice it right away with mindfulness and detachment. This is why this practice is so important. So theoretical understanding is good enough, but we need to be practicing continuously mindfulness with detachment as much as we can, trying to put all effort into this, so that in the moments of those challenges we have enough of that power of mindfulness and detachment. So yes, since I remembered, there was another story that since we are not donated breakfast, sometimes somebody comes and cooks for us, but mainly we, Sayale, the nuns, we cooked. And somehow everybody liked the way I make eggs. Sometimes I made sunrise eggs, everybody loved them. Then I made a scrambled egg, and then I made also boiled eggs. So every time I made some different egg omelette. So I kept making eggs. Everybody knew already that this is me who makes eggs. So because Sayadaw gives a morning guided meditation, we never know when it finishes, no specific hour. Sayadaw teaches us to detach from time and to live in the present moment. So this is why I prepare all the ingredients. I prepare the bowls, I prepare the frying pan and butter. And I know that when I hear that Sayadaw is given maybe his last instruction according to my approximate understanding, and that the Vietnamese will be translating for the Vietnamese, at that time I will go and do quickly. It would be enough just to make a small portion of eggs hot and ready for the time that he finishes and comes to eat. So it would be enough, like those 5 minutes. So once I prepared like that too, and when I come out to make eggs, some volunteer from our group, yogi follower, he already broke cracked many eggs in one bowl, and a bowl full that you can't even whisk them. And the Sayale told me that he volunteered, he really wants to make eggs. And he used to be a chef actually, so I understood that I need now to abandon, to detach from this controlling situation that I was supposed to cook and now it should be made quickly. So now I must do. So I detached and I let the other do. I was flexible to accept. But I felt still that in order to make it on time, like hot and to serve quickly to Sayadaw, I still wanted to come and discuss with him. So I told him that he made too many eggs, he can't even whisk them, there was no place in that bowl, and that we are going to make now an egg. If he wants to make for everyone, then he should make separately, because now we need to make quickly, and 2 eggs, it will be faster. So I recommended that he makes only 2 eggs, which he started doing. I assisted with giving him another bowl, another tool, something, and he was chatting with the others and cooking. And it took him some time, and people went and offered already the other food. We do kind of some formal offering when we all come and touch, and a little bit like as if we want to raise the table with the food that we donate, and Sayadaw would touch the table to accept, and he would give us some kind of guidance, some blessing. May this merit created by this donation, by this good deed, lead you to the path of to the final fruit of Nibbana. So they offered already, and only then he was ready with the eggs, and I let him bring them. I didn't want to carry them because I had a bit of attachment that he still did late, and he was chit-chatting with people, and he just came in when I was supposed to do it, and I could do it better, I could do it on time, and I didn't do it. So I had kind of this attachment, so I told him, no, you by yourself bring. So he brought those eggs, and at the moment that he just came back, that Vietnamese monk came and he tells me in my face, "You're fired." I'm like, what? What happened? He says, eggs were late. So he really seeks for mistakes of others. This shows only that his mind is not in tranquility, his mind is not in the practice of mindfulness and detachment. His mind is in definitely unstable, and definitely looking out, seeing someone, seeing something, looking for someone and something. So this was another example, for example, when I even didn't make the eggs and I was making my best effort to have them on time. And this is not, for Sayadaw, for our teacher, this is not important at all. And we all know this. We all try to do the best for him, but we are not afraid to make a mistake and bring eggs later. But this monk took his time to get up and come and make me... Well, there is some jealousy around also, because Sayadaw announces here and there that I will be helpful for him with the teachings, with the teaching material, that I will be leading another center. And he made sometimes some other remarks that when I do that, if you do your teaching, do it with whatever. I don't really remember all of the remarks, because no sense to remember something that we see a person does out of ignorance. This is what we should understand. We should understand for ourselves, to learn about our own mind and the mind of others. We shouldn't tell them, you are doing out of ignorance, you are doing out of not knowing. You yourself are mistaken, look at your own mistakes, we are not pointing out your mistakes. This is habitual ideas that we receive on our mind when we see such behavior. But we should abstain from following these ideas. Not only we should abstain from telling them about this, also we should abstain from discussing like this with the others, which we fail sometimes. Also, we should abstain even from thinking like this. Once the idea comes, we need to detach immediately. So this is the main practice, that whenever comes something, whenever I have some opinion about somebody, I try just to detach. This is very helpful. This gives amazing results, that I even stop noticing whatever others do. I don't pay attention to others. There is no others, no someone. There is this mind and matter that I try to be mindful of. So all these different situations, and some others that he puts music, we usually don't use music, some kind of music that he considers like Buddhist music or something, like, well, many other things that even Sayadaw felt. Sayadaw, who never usually, like very rarely, never is the wrong word, Sayadaw really rarely teaches directly, really rarely makes a direct comment about someone. But here, when he explained about the situation with the alms round, next he said that, and in your case, I would like to point out one of your ignorance, he said. It was strong. Even I felt sorry for this monk. And he spoke more about his behavior, about the way that he doesn't control his voice. He speaks loudly when Sayadaw is talking on the phone. There was one time that Sayadaw was with Myanmar embassy, speaking to them, and he says those are officials, and to get time with them is very valuable, and you don't consider any of this. You go around and you speak louder than me. For me, it's okay, I can detach. But I understand people on the line, on the other side, that they hear the words of the other louder than the voice of Sayadaw himself. So he admonished him in this, given some Dhamma talk, not only saying you like this. He gave an example using him directly, and then he spoke about how we should be mindful in every situation, how we should be able to direct our voice, which is also useful for me. I have a very loud leading voice, which is very beneficial, and I'm really learning now when we are making breakfast or something, and Sayadaw is giving Dhamma talk, which is just behind the door. I really control my voice to speak more monotonously and with a straight voice, not very loud, maybe even less slower a bit, so that words become more easier for others to understand. So he gave us a teaching about this, and of course it felt very bad for this monk. So I've been telling all this, and I've given so many examples to show how it happens in Thabarwa, that we all interact, we all learn from the same teacher, but we have different backgrounds, we have different merits for understanding, we have different karma that happens to us, and we all should endure the results of our karma. We should all try not to create other negative karma by not controlling others, not blaming others, not judging others, not telling about them to someone else. We should control our mind. If we control our mind, our verbal and physical action will be controlled too. So this is how we learn. The purpose of this sharing is not to let you know how bad this monk is. We never say somebody is bad. We see actions. We don't fix. No somebody fixed, no somebody stable, no somebody really existing. Everything is changing, nothing is the same. So the purpose here is to show how life in Thabarwa happens, how we all are exposed to each other, and how we can bring the karma to each other, and how we can learn from mistakes of the other, and how we can learn from our mind reacting to those mistakes. Because there is a chain. He reacts to the mistakes of the others, he publishes about them, but then we see his mistake and we may react on his mistake, right? And then it can just grow and grow. So we should stop that chain of ignorance and attachment. We should be mindful about our own mind. Whatever happens, we should be able to detach, and we should develop the right understanding of not someone, not something, but only ever-changing, selfless, causal, impermanent nature, causal, based on the cause and effect. I hope this sharing is useful, and I still understand that no matter how much I may share and explain, only the real experience brings you this real feeling of how things are, and this own benefit, and this wow, that this is just amazing, how we are learning here, how we are benefiting here. The methods of Sayadaw, they are exceptional. They're so simple, seems like nothing is happening, but so much is happening. Sayadaw also reminds us that teaching is everywhere and in everything. We should be just able to learn. A great teacher, a great master, I try to follow and take the best out of this opportunity of learning from him.